What's up YouTube? Spencer Premier here, and I'm coming at you with what you would call part 2 or the western part of my player projections for NBA 2K20. Thanks for stopping in. Let's get into the video. Starting with the Dallas Mavericks, I have Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is a young rookie sensation for the Dallas Mavericks. He is the face of their franchise, and I think he will go from 87 overall to 89 overall. He averaged 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 6 assists last year, and is going to be one of the dominant players in the NBA in upcoming years. Now with the Suns, I have Devin Booker. We all know Devin Booker wasn't that good of a player at Kentucky. Nobody expected him to be this good in the NBA. He is an all-star in the NBA. I have him going from an 89 overall to a 91 overall next year. With how good and young he is, he's definitely a rare talent to have, and the Phoenix Suns are going to build this team around him. Now with the Spurs, I have DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan called himself the sacrificial lamb of the Raptors' finals appearance. It may be true, but Kawhi Leonard is way better than DeMar DeRozan. DeMar DeRozan is a good young talent to have. He's an 87 overall. I have him going to an 88 overall after his season last year, just because he played decent. I think he will go up 1 overall. He's not the greatest player, but he's definitely someone you can build around, so that is why I have him going to an 88 overall. Now with the Oklahoma City Thunder, I have Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook is a really hyped up NBA superstar who has trade rumors around him. Because of the Paul George trade, the Thunder might be looking to trade Russell Westbrook too, just so they can go into full rebuild mode. If not, they won't go into rebuild mode, but Russell Westbrook is definitely deserving to go from a 90 overall to a 91 overall. Even though he struggled in the playoffs against Damian Lillard, he'll still go up 1 overall because he's Russell Westbrook. That is why he will go 91 overall. Now with the Timberwolves, I have Karl Anthony Towns. Karl Anthony Towns is the best player on the Timberwolves by far, one of the best in the league. He does have a lot of trade rumors around him, however, but he still is the best player on the Timberwolves right now at 91 overall. With the stats he had, putting up a double-double on average with 25 points and 13 rebounds, he's definitely going from a 91 overall to at least a 93. I'm going to say 93. He could go to 94. Comment below what you think, but I think 93. Now with the Clippers, I have Kawhi Leonard. With the Clippers getting Kawhi Leonard and Paul George really shook up the NBA. Kawhi Leonard is probably the best player in the NBA, at least top 3. I think he's probably the best player with how he played in the finals with his finals MVP. Because of that, I have him going from a 95 overall to a 96 next year, and I think the Clippers will get the 1 seed in the West. Now with the Portland Trail Blazers, I have Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard is known for his clutch factor that he has. There's been a lot of debating over who's better, him or Russell Westbrook, but now it's proven that Damian Lillard is better after the Trail Blazers defeated the Thunder in the series in the playoffs. Russell Westbrook does not have the clutch factor that Damian Lillard has, so that is why I have Damian Lillard going from a 93 overall to a 94 overall next season with how he played throughout the season and in the playoffs. Now for the Warriors, I have Stephen Curry. With Kevin Durant leaving the Warriors, that leaves Steph Curry by himself with Klay Thompson to carry the Warriors this season. Steph Curry has never played a full season without a bunch of all-stars on his team, so this will be the first year that he can prove himself, prove how much of an MVP he is, and if he is the MVP. He's Steph Curry, so I think he's going to go to a 95 to a 96 overall next year just because he's Curry. But I do want to know if he has that clutch factor in him to carry his team to the playoffs and carry him in the playoffs. Now for the Grizzlies, I have Jonas Valanciunas. Jonas Valanciunas is the best player on the Grizzlies. We haven't seen Ja Morant play yet, so right now it's Jonas Valanciunas. He's currently at 83 overall. I have him going to 84 overall with how he played last season. He averaged a double-double with 20 points, 10 boards, and 2 assists, and 1.5 blocks, so he definitely deserves to get boosted up next season. Now for the Houston Rockets, I have James Harden. James Harden is an MVP-like NBA player who averaged 35 points per game in the NBA season. The only downside about him is that he hasn't been able to carry his team in the playoffs, and he hasn't been playing that well in the playoffs, so his team hasn't been advancing. So he doesn't have that clutch factor in him, but he still is probably one of the best players in the NBA, maybe even the best, but he still has to perform better in the playoffs. With that being said, I have him staying as a 97 overall for 2K next year. Now for the Pelicans, Zion Williamson. Zion Williamson is obviously not in the game yet, so I had to use Anthony Davis, who they traded so that Zion could replace him. But Zion is a crazy rookie sensation who is hyped up by every fan. I have him going at like an 82 overall to start the year next year, but he'll definitely be one of the best players in the NBA in the coming years. Now for the Nuggets, I have Nikola Jokic. Nikola Jokic is one of the more dominant players in the NBA now, averaging a double-double with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 1.5 steals and 7 assists. That's really good stats, and he is a 93 overall in 2K. I have him going to a 94 next year. He is the face of the Nuggets franchise, and they need to build their team around him, but that is why I have him going to a 94 overall. Now for the Lakers, I have LeBron James. This one was pretty obvious, with LeBron James being the face of the NBA at 96 overall. He had to be the best player on the Lakers, and he is the best player. With Anthony Davis coming to LA, it's going to make the NBA interesting this season, but I think LeBron is going to go down from a 96 overall to a 95 overall just because of last season, how they didn't make the playoffs, and because of age. Now for the Jazz, I have Rudy Gobert. This was a tough decision, but I had to go with Rudy Gobert over Donovan Mitchell because he is the leader of the Jazz and the face of their franchise. Well, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell are the face, but Rudy Gobert averaged 16 points, 13 boards, and almost 3 blocks, which is insane. Donovan Mitchell had pretty crazy stats too, but I had to go with Rudy Gobert for this one. I think he's going to go from a 90 overall to a 91 next year. You've made it to the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. I'm going to leave links for my other videos in the comments below. Thanks for watching. I'm out.